A wonderful Tuesday morning for you and warm welcome to MarkkinointiKollektiivin Aamukahviseura Morning Coffee Club. I'm Nea-Janika Henttunen here from MarkkinointiKollektiivi and I'll be taking care of you today in the chat. You can go ahead and say your greetings there and tell me where are you opening your webinar lines today from. I'm saying greetings from Espoo. It's pretty sunshining in here, so that's a happy thing for this morning. In a moment, my colleague Teemu Ilola will introduce today's guest speaker, Bart de Peuter from CM.com. Bart will show us examples of how customer experience and the way we do marketing can change with Agentic AI. I will change my language briefly to Finnish when I'll tell you greetings from our main partner. Ennen kuin mennään itse aiheeseen, niin haluan kertoa sinulle vielä terkkuja meidän pääyhteistyökumppanilta myynnin ja markkinoinnin ammattilaiset MMAlta. MMA vinkkaa, että heidän palkkapussi tulee taas 9. toukokuuta. Kyseessä on kaikille avoin ja maksuton myynnin ja markkinoinnin palkkoihin keskittyvä verkkotapahtuma, jossa osallistujat kuulee esittelyn tuoreimman palkkatutkimuksen keskeisimmistä tuloksista. Ja paikalla on myös työsuhdejuristin sopimusvinkit ja asiantuntijoiden ratkaisuja osallistujien ennakkoon jättämiin kysymyksiin. Laitan kohta linkin chattiin, mistä pääset osallistumaan mukaan. With these words, I'm going to give the stage to Teemu and Bart at this point, and I'll move over to the chat to take care of you. So let's see you there. Warm welcome, Teemu and Bart.
Well, thank you. Good morning, Bart.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody on the line as well. My name is Teemu Ilola from MarkkinointiKollektiivin, and it's good to be here. There's a lot of talk about AI in marketing and in sales and everywhere, but I'm not sure if everybody's already familiar with Agentic AI. So Bart, you're gonna dive into that topic in a few seconds, but before we go there, do you want to introduce yourself and tell us who you are and why is it you that's here?
Yes, thank you. Greetings from early Netherlands. So it's 1 hour earlier than in Finland. So I had to wake up early to be here with you today. Yeah, thank you so much for the introduction. Yeah, so my name is Bart. I am a product manager at CM.com, which means that I work a lot with the development teams working on building software, but I also talk a lot to clients and potential clients. And my expertise is on building our mobile marketing cloud, which is a marketing automation platform. And actually, since I've been working professionally, since I stopped going to school and working, I've been working on AI. So I have a background in AI, working on all kinds of AI useful for marketing. Actually, for all the people, we're building stuff for all the people that are currently listening. So people that want to understand their customers better and personalize all their marketing engagements. And the last advancement in the field of AI is Agentic AI. And also we are working really hard on integrating that in our software solutions. And today I would like to share a bit more on what the impact can be on marketing as well.
All right, cool. So maybe the stage is yours if you want to dive into the topic.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I'll let everybody know that I don't know too much about Agentic AI, but maybe after the next 25 minutes, I'll be a pro as well. So
I hope so. I hope I can teach all of you a bit on this. And feel free to share any questions that you have in the chat, and I'll also try to answer them as good as possible.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share my screen.
Please do. And we'll also share Bart's slides after the presentation as well. So no need to take screenshots out of each slide. Go ahead.
All right. The screen's visible. Just one final check.
Yes, it is.
Perfect. Then let's just dive straight in. Yeah, so this is what we will be talking about today. So how Agentic AI, which is the latest advancement in AI, has the potential to really transform customer experience. And I'm not sure whether a lot of you pay a lot of attention to the news on AI, but I do, my personal experience is that the advancements in AI are just going really, really fast. So every week there is a new big AI lab, whether it's from the US or whether it's from China with their DeepSeek model. But every week there is a new release going on in AI. So we've seen AI models that can think. We have seen AI models that can reason and solve very complex AI, mathematics or programming questions. We've seen the DeepSeek models, which were created in China, which actually showed us that while first we thought that training big smart AI models was very, very, very expensive, actually in China with DeepSeek, they showed that they can train models which are on par with the biggest models from the US labs, but then for a fraction of the price. We've seen models that can generate pictures, so which is a very recent advancement from OpenAI with their GPT-4o model that can now generate pictures. I think maybe a lot of you already created a nice comic-y image of yourself in the style of the Japanese Ghibli artist. But also there, I've already seen examples of people using that model to create very high quality marketing content as well. So things are just going really, really fast. And for me, it's my work to keep up with all the advancements in AI, but even I have a very hard time keeping up with everything that's going on. But AI is not a new thing. So actually, if we go back to 2004, actually AI already existed before that time, but I think in 2004 we really started using AI in a conversational way. This was, I think, the era where the first chatbots arose. But back in the days, they were still not that good. And I think even up until very recently, chatbots or conversational AI wasn't really up to a level that I think we could really deliver very valuable customer experience with that. But I think a lot of that changed in the end of 2022. And that was the moment when ChatGPT was released to the big public. And I think that was the moment that a lot of people actually got their first interaction with good and generative AI, since you could really have a conversation with that model and it could talk back to you in a natural way. And although at the time we said, when it doesn't know an answer, it will just make up something. But also I think we really, really quickly solved that puzzle. And I think from 2022, 2023, using generative AI in our day-to-day job has become, I think, way more standard than it is just for the happy few. But at the end of last year, so the end of 2024, we saw a new wave of models appearing. So and these were not models these were models that were not only able to answer questions or generate content for you, but these are models that can also do actions. They can actually do stuff. They can reason. They can plan. They can make a plan on what to do, but they can also really from beginning to end execute tasks. And this is the new wave of models, which we call Agentic AI. And these new wave of models, Agentic AI models, they already change the way how consumers, like you and me, but also like our customers, search and process information. So I brought some examples to show that. So let's say, it's still early morning, but let's say in the afternoon, after a hard day of work, you come home and you fancy a nice spaghetti. Well, traditionally, or first, you would go to Google and then you would start to Google spaghetti recipes. And then you would enter pages like this. So recipe pages, which were full of content, full of advertisements. They were optimized for SEO. So you have to scroll down all the way to actually find a recipe. And then maybe after 5 minutes or 10 minutes of browsing recipes, you found a recipe. Then you still need to go to your fridge. What ingredients do I still have? And then maybe you're already halfway in. You need to still go to the grocery store. And maybe in 1.5 hours, it's 8 o'clock in the evening, and you have your spaghetti and you're ready to eat. While I think what you can also do nowadays is just walk to your fridge, open it, grab your phone, make a picture of your fridge, and tell your favorite AI model that I want to eat spaghetti tonight. Can you help me? And what happens afterwards is already a glimpse of what we call this Agentic AI. Because, you're probably already familiar with this, But this model doesn't just spur out an answer, but what it will do for you, it will go on the internet. It will search for you. It will look at different sources. It will go to these recipe sites for you. And then based on the recipes, it will compose the perfect recipe for you. Also, it will immediately compare it with whatever is already in your fridge, and it will come up with a personalized shopping list, which you can just take to the grocery store and find just whatever you still need. So this will help you have your grocery list in just 1 minute, and you can immediately go to the store and cook your favorite spaghetti with a recipe which is fully tailored to your situation. Well, this is there are more examples. So this is an example from one of our colleagues whose car gave the notification that the tires needed replacement. So what you would do traditionally, if your tires need replacement, you just call your favorite garage, and then first you will get the message that there are 5 people in the queue waiting for you. Then maybe after 15 minutes, you get someone on the line. Then they ask you, what kind of tires do you have on your car currently? And then you say, oh, I don't know. You need to walk outside, sit on your knees, look at your tire, find the serial number, and then tell the guy or girl on the other side of the line, oh, this is my number. Then they type it in, and then 45 minutes later, they order the new set of tires that you can pick up later. And also here, this has become way easier using the latest AI models. Again, I can just take a picture of the tires that I have and ask the model, hey, where can I buy replacements for these tires? Again, the model can of course go on the internet, research, do all kind of research for you, find the best tires. But also again here, we see a bit of this agentic behavior arising. Because, well, of course, it can find this exact tire and says you can find this exact tire for 70 euros online. But maybe because of your driving behavior, you might be better off with a more expensive tire for 95 euros. And here we also see that the model has the context of me personally. So I've been chatting a lot with these AI models, but they have a memory as well. And they are aware of my context and in my personal situation, such that they can give me a better and a more personalized advice. So again, also here we see that the model doesn't just spur out an answer, but it can actually reason, it can think, it can use the context of interactions that we had before to give me a more personalized advice. And this is what customers are expecting more and more, since this is the standard. They are using these AI apps, so they are expecting these kind of interactions and these kind of experiences from other companies as well, since they can get this in their AI apps. But unfortunately, if we look at the customer experiences that a lot of companies are still offering, then we see that on the one hand side in customer service, we get these kind of choppy experiences where we get chatbots which cannot answer a question and just send us to a help desk between Monday and Friday on impossible hours. But also on the marketing side, we see that often marketing is just like a one-size-fits-all message, or maybe there is some personalization, but still, for customers, it just feels like they are thrown some content is thrown at them, and they just have to find out themselves on what's best for them, and they don't feel like they get the personalized advice that they could get. But with agentic AI and with these latest developments in the technology, it is possible for everybody of you to deliver the same experience that customers get in their ChatGPT app, but then when directly interacting with your company. So I brought some examples of where we worked out on how agentic AI can really boost the experiences that companies like your company can give to their experiences. So we start with a customer service example. So what we have here is a customer who ordered something at an e-commerce website, but they are not sure that the delivery address that they put with the order is fully correct. So here, the AI asks for additional information like the email address and the order number. And what we see is based on that information, the AI reaches out to the order management system and it gets the address that was given at the first when the order was placed. Well, the customer here now says, hey, this address is not correct. My correct address is a slight change. And the AI now goes to the order management system and immediately changes the delivery address. So if we now enter the backend system, which in this case is a Shopify web shop, we see here in the activity log that the agentic AI indeed made a change to the order. And also we find, if we look at the shipping address, which is now stated with the order, which you can find here, indeed it changed the delivery address where it was originally 16, which we still see here at the billing address, to 18. So the agentic AI, without, it just had a natural conversation with the customer, asked for information, retrieved some data to get more context, and in the end even made an end-to-end change to the order address. So here we see that agentic AI can already provide very powerful automations. But the same can hold for marketing, which might be more interesting for you. So while marketing traditionally is a very one-way communication, what we could, for example, do is use WhatsApp as a channel to have more relevant conversations with our customers. So what we do here is we send a marketing campaign on WhatsApp. But then, of course, if we are using WhatsApp as a channel, customers can start talking back. And in this case, when the customer starts talking back, they get into conversation with an AI agent. Here we are using WhatsApp, so we know the phone number of the customer. And based on the phone number of the customer, we can reach out to our data systems. In this case, it will be a customer data platform. And in the customer data platform, we've saved a profile of the customer where the interests of the customer are stored. So in this case, we see that the customer who's chatting here has an interest in the colorful collection. Well, now what the customer does is says, hey, sounds good. I'm looking for something that I can wear during spring. Here in the Netherlands, the weather is getting a bit better, so maybe I can look for a nice new t-shirt. Now, what happened here is based on the profile that the agentic AI loaded from the customer data platform and the actual conversation that the customer had, we now can recommend a product. In this case, even like ChatGPT, the models can also support pictures, so I can even send a picture of a jeans that I wore earlier or that I bought earlier. And now, based on that, we see that the agentic AI can even make recommendations based on the picture that I sent. So now it says that the t-shirt that it recommended fits very nicely with the jeans I bought yesterday. Well, in this case, the customer doesn't proceed to make the purchase immediately, but the customer says, I need to think about it for a bit more time. And now the agentic AI saves a reminder in the marketing automation software, such that, for example, in a week, we can follow up again, send this customer a reminder of the fact that we chatted for that product. And then based on that, we can follow up again later with the customer. Well, if we look at how generative AI and agentic AI relate, then we see that generative AI, which you might already use frequently in your work, is very reactive, while agentic AI can be proactive. So agentic AI can take initiative, it can make decisions autonomously, and it can complete tasks end to end. So as a proactive team member instead of a reactive assistant, such as generative AI. You can see generative AI more as a reactive assistant that you can ask questions, while agentic AI can really do work for you and can really act like a proactive team member. So just to summarize that a bit, what have we seen so far? So with agentic AI, we can build autonomous agents that can, on the one hand side, load data from systems to understand the context of the task that you are providing it, the context of the customer you're chatting with. It can make autonomous decisions based on the instructions that you give it, but then it can also use tools to actually take action to achieve from beginning to end the tasks that you give it. And with that, we believe that agentic AI can really enable conversational commerce. And with conversational commerce, we don't really see customer service, which is traditionally the place where customers ask you questions, like inbound questions, and marketing, where you are sending your outbound campaigns to your customers. But we believe that this will be become more the same thing, where it's one ongoing conversations that companies are having with their customers. So, hey, I like to return my window wipers, which might be more like a service-related questions. Well, then of course, Agentic AI can handle that. I'll include the installation manual and I'll order the correct size for you. But maybe while we're chatting anyway, do you also need, based on the data, I see that you might need new wiper fluid as well. Shall I immediately add that to your basket as well? Well, that's a great idea. Thank you. Add it to your order. Well, now we're chatting anyway. Can you also maybe advise me on how to clean my interior? So marketing and service will be more intertwined into a single customer experience. Let's have a look at what it means to build such an AI agent. And actually, it's very similar to hiring a new colleague. Since, if you start working with a new colleague, the first thing that you do is you tell a colleague what you expect of them. You tell them about the job description of the job that they have to do, and you give them access to the knowledge that they need to actually perform the job that they need to do. And this is, I think, very similar to the prompt of an AI agent. So you describe what they need to do, you give them access to the information that they need to do their job, and you describe the job very, very well. Just like you're prompting your AI models, you can also prompt your AI agents. Secondly, we need to look a bit to the personality of our AI agent, because, of course, it might be chatting with our customers, or it will do work for us like it's working for our exact company. So it's important that it knows the identity of the company. How do we interact with our customers? What's our style of conversation? What are our content guidelines, such that it can make decisions and it can do their tasks in the way you would expect of every customer, of every employee. Also, with a new colleague, you would, of course, go to the IT department to give them access to all the tools and all the software packages that they would need. And that's what we call tools. And tools are, the interactions, the actions that our customers can do. This is, of course, a bit more technical, since here we would often give our agents also access to our system using API calls, etc. But you should think about it in the same way as with your new colleagues, where you give them access to the right systems, with the right permissions. Lastly, like we would do with all of our colleagues, we would also need to give them feedback on a regular basis to make sure that that we tell them on whether they are doing their task well or not, and whether they should improve in certain domains, such that also iteratively we make our agents better and better, just as we would do with our regular colleagues. And if we look at the variety of use cases that we can support using AI agents, I think we are only at the start of experiencing whatever is possible with AI agent. Of course, on the customer service side, there's a lot of things that can be done, but I believe definitely also on the marketing side, these AI agents have a huge potential. On the one hand side, as our assistants, as marketeers, so we can use it to make better content, we can use it to build automations and workflows, but also definitely to change the one-way interactions that we have, where we are sending out bulk campaigns to our customers, where we can change them into relevant two-way conversations with our customers. So we can build shopping assistants, but something that I've also been working on relatively recent is an intake agent. So when we get a new customer in, what we would often do is, maybe in e-commerce at least, we would send them an email saying, thank you for subscribing to the newsletter. Here is your discount code. Why don't we let them chat with an AI agent first to help us get to know the customer a bit better, and already build a bit of an understanding of what the customer likes, such that we can maybe interact or personalize our interactions better in the interactions after. So this is what we call the intake agent. But I really think that we are only at the start of finding out how these AI agents can really help us as companies, as marketeers, to do our work more efficiently and more effectively. Of course, also with Agentic AI, we believe that the good old advice where we say, just start with a single agent and then build that out still works. So just start small. But before you know it, of course, you have a lot of these agents working together. So there's a few things that you would have to keep in mind when you are going to start with Agentic AI, such that you are set properly for the future. And I'm going to go through these a bit quick, also with an eye on the time. But first of all, the Agentic AI agents, they should be integrated with your technology stack. We talked about this. They should be able to retrieve data. They should be able to execute actions. So think about this. How are we going to build our technology stack in such a way that that Agentic AI can effectively start communicating with all the different tools that we have? Secondly, make sure that you are in control of what the AI agents are doing. You might know this example of Chevrolet, where a customer that was chatting to the chatbot was able to persuade the AI to make them an offer for a 2024 Chevrolet for just $1. And you, of course, want to avoid these situations at all times. So make sure that you still have a grip on what the agent is doing and why they are doing it. What's the reasoning behind the actions that the AIs are taking it? Since if you have control on what the AI agents are doing, then you can start giving them feedback. You can control the guidelines, and then you will make sure that the AI agents only do and act in a way that you want them to. Just like with your regular colleagues, maybe not all actions can be taken by everyone. Maybe for some actions, you need permission from someone else in your organization. And it works the same with AI agents. So sometimes AI agents want to take an action, but are they actually allowed to take an action? Or maybe they need the permission from someone to actually do that. So also make sure to think about this. Think about the governance. When can AI agents do something? Do they need permissions? Such that they only are able to execute actions when they are actually allowed to do so. And lastly, we are sharing data with these AI agents a lot. So also think about the compliancy. Of course, Finland is also part of the European Union. We have the GDPR going on there as well. So if you are starting out with Agentic AI, make sure you do it in a compliant way. And we believe that a lot of companies, when starting out with SaaS software, they took a different tool for every use case, right? So maybe you recognize this in your technology landscape. You maybe have 10 different tools for 10 different use cases. Well, we don't believe that with AI, companies will make the same mistake. Because of the requirements that we saw before, it's very important to centrally organize your Agentic AI workforce and to centrally make sure that all the things we talked about before are taken care of properly. So think about this also when you want to start with Agentic AI. Because we believe that the advancements that we saw will only continue to increase. So while now Agentic AI will be part of our team, we believe that they will become more and more autonomous as well, really acting like individual colleagues, just as every one of you, taking actions independently and working really as independent colleagues within our company. So we should prepare for this properly. With CM, we've tried to integrate our Agentic AI platform in our technology stack, such that these Agentic AI can already help customers on the one hand side with the customer service, and on the other hand side, also on the marketing side of things, such that we are set for the future. Because, and this is a quote from one of the founders of OpenAI, we are still optimizing all our content for humans. And this is actually a bit weird because we are at the brink of a development where 99% of the attention that our content will get, and content in the broadest sense of the word, will not come from humans anymore, but will come from AI agents. So we should really start to think about how we can structure our organizations, how we can structure our processes to actually support the attention that we will get from LLM agents more and more. And the only advice that I can give you is start as soon as possible. because the developments are going blazingly fast, and it's only going to be faster. So I hope that was interesting for you. I think it was a lot of information in a short period of time. If you want to learn a bit more, you can always go to our website, cm.com/halo, which is our latest Agentic AI development /marketing, where we tell a bit more on how Halo and Agentic AI can tailor specifically to the needs for you as marketeers.
Thank you, Bart. That was like you said, there was a lot of information there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna even try to summarize that. One really good question for you. Do you mind if people link with you in LinkedIn to kind of reach out and ask more questions, because there might be some after this?
Please do. Yeah, that will be great. Actually, I would love to learn a bit more about what you guys think of the presentation, what you think about Agentic AI. So please reach out with all of your questions, and I'll be happy to answer them there as well.
Perfect. Thank you. And really quickly, next week, MarkkinointiKollektiivin Aamukahviseura will also continue in English, actually, when we have Neil Skuvman from Audience Project talking about cross-media measurement, how to make sure you're kind of spending your media budgets wisely. So feel free to join that as well. And with that, I'll wrap us up and say thank you, Bart, for this one. We'll share the slides with everybody afterwards, so you get the chance to explore more, and we'll continue next week. Thank you.
Thank you so much.